Right guys, so welcome back. This is the second stint of the Division 3 Race 2 here at Bahrain. We've done our 18-minute quali, we have done our first 25% race, and now we are doing the second 25% race in reverse grid order. That's why you can see all of the D1 drivers starting at the back and the D2 drivers starting at the front. So the last race results were Max finishing first, because of a time second penalty that Santi picked up. Then we had Santi finishing second, AJ finishing third, Leica fourth, Bia fifth, one of the new drivers, and Droftas sixth as well, one of the new drivers. Then we had Rubs in seventh, Vilsek in eighth, Tom in ninth, Markov in 10th, Timberwolf in 11th, and Lex in 12th. So Timberwolf is not going to be joining us for this second half of the session because he has some family matters to attend to. And we also have Rubs out as well because he has network issues, unfortunately. So that's why there are only 9 drivers here instead of the 12 that we had previously. But it is still going well. Oh, and Lex isn't joining us either. So that's why we only have 9 drivers, sorry, instead of 12. So it's going to be another 14-lap race. They're going to be picking up the same amount of points that they can in the first half of the race. So we're not sticking to the official F2 rules where you get less points in the next. As Vilsek has left the session, let me quickly send him an invite in case he can join back. It's not letting me, unfortunately. Yep, so we've lost Vilsek, he's lagged out. I can't send an invite, so he'd just have to rejoin by himself, unfortunately. Right, so we are starting now. We're going to jump down a few places so we can just see if anything's going on. We'll start on board with Droftas because he is kind of in the middle of the pack right now. So let's have a great race. That's 5 lights and we are off for the second stint of the second race for Division 3. So it looks like Markov got a pretty good start. One of the Ferraris is following him very, very closely. He's dived down the inside, one of the Ferraris has. Doesn't look like there's any contact so far. A little bit of squeezing there between the Mercedes and so on. Maximus is still in second place. Oh, as we have 3 drivers getting into a big incident there, but they're all still going, thankfully. So there's still no safety car. Another one of the drivers, Max, is going very, very slow. Not sure why. Droftas has just overtaken Max. There isn't a safety car, and it's still the 2 D2 drivers out in front. But Santi is going to be chasing them down very, very quickly as both of these drivers lock up into turn 8 there. Max gets very messy as he's coming out of turn 8. Looks like he's struggling with the tyres already, so I'm not sure if the incident may have overheated his tyres, but he does need to be careful. But right now Santi is very, very close to the back of Tom, so we're going to switch to him and see how he gets on. So here he comes, fighting through turn 12, going a little bit wide there, see if he can get the switchbacks. Not going to get it done now, but if he gets a good exit out of turn 13, which is this corner here, he might be able to get it done before 14. There he goes, chasing that Ferrari of Tom down the back straight as they approach turn 14, going slightly downhill. Tom has positioned his car to the inside to make a defensive move. Santi is now very, very close. Both of them go a bit messy and a bit wide. Did Tom lose? No, Tom has come back on track right now, and Santi is now going down the inside. Santi's managed to overtake Tom. There they go into turn 1. Santi looks like he's going to be braking last, and he has managed to get that overtake done, and Tom is a bit behind now as well. But let's see if Tom can switch back as they go through turn 3 there. He's gaining on him. He could outbrake him. Santi switches to the inside immediately to defend, and looks like Tom outbroke him. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. And Santi has a far better exit out of turn 4, and it looks like Santi is ahead for now. Right now, Max is just 8/10 behind Droftas, so let's jump to these two and see how they get on. Max is now just 2/10 behind Droftas. Droftas goes very wide. Max has got that overtake done. We're going to switch to Droftas to see if he can come back. Doesn't look like he can yet. And it looks like we might also have Vilsek back. So he is still in 6th place somehow. Leica is only 1.1 seconds behind him. So if he can rejoin and retake his car, that would be absolutely great. As Leica goes super wide through turn 12, I believe that was. 13, I beg your pardon. And he's going to be trying to overtake Vilsek now. Let's see if he can get it done. He's switched to the inside. Can Leica outbrake him? Yes, he can. And Leica has got the overtake done into turn 14. Brilliant move from Leica there. Now we're going to jump back up to Droftas because he is now very, very close to Max. Where are they? They are just coming up to turn 4 now. He's locked up though. Can Max... No, Max has gone wide as well, so I think Droftas might have pushed him wide and taken him with him there. But Max has got that overtake done. I think Droftas gave up the position, so respect for that. But let's keep this driving clean, guys. It looks like you are doing a great job so far, so keep it up. And we've got Santi now battling for first place Markov. Let's jump to those guys and see how they're getting on. Ooh, caught that just in time. We see Santi getting a far better entry and exit into turn 10, and he has got that overtake done. And to make matters worse for Markov, Santi also picks up the DRS because he was behind at the detection zone. And Santi has reclaimed first place. He is up 7 places already, and it looks like he is on track for a race win. Meanwhile, AJ is back in 8th place, 23 seconds behind the next driver. How far is he off the leader? He's 40 seconds off the leader. Has he pitted yet? Let's have a look. Yes, he has. So AJ and Beer have pitted. So when they come back in, let's just switch back to the interval. We're probably looking... Well, they're not... yes, they're going to go back up into about 3rd and 4th place, actually, when they pit. So... that's going to be interesting to see as well. If they can keep the pace up, they'll be able to get back possibly a podium position. Right now, we're going to jump back up to Santi because Markov is actually not letting Santi get away that easily. He's only 4/10 behind with his DRS open. Let's jump down and see if he can do it on the inside. He's dive bombed, and there's contact. There is contact, unfortunately. Santi recovered, thankfully. And Markov has now dropped down into 3rd place, and he has Max approaching as well, and Max is now overtaking him, and Drofta is coming in as well. Did Vilsek make it back? I hope he did, as AJ sets a whopping 131 on the hard tyres there. So it's all kicking off. This is a good race so far. We're going to jump down to Droftas because he is very close behind Markov here as they just went through turn 8. They're approaching the very tricky turn 9 and 10. Markov goes super wide. He's gone off the track, and Droftas has abused that. So right now, there is only one D2 driver remaining in the top 4, with Markov making up the final top 5 there, with Leica approaching very, very fast. So let's go jump to Leica and see how he's getting on. So he's driving in the Williams. He hasn't done any stops yet, and he's still on those soft tyres. So in a 25% race, I think you'll get about 6 to 7 laps out of these soft tyres, I think. You can see him going pretty wide there, so he may come in for a pit stop sometime soon to make sure he can cover off AJ and Beer, because every lap AJ is gaining, and oh, we got one driver in the pit, so Tom has come into the pit, and also Markov has come into the pits as well. So that puts Leica back up to 4th place, but he still has to stop. Let us not forget that. Here he comes into turn 1. No lockups and a very clean entry and exit out of the corners there. It looks like he's got a really, really good setup going on, because he looks like he is in complete control of that vehicle. AJ pops in another fastest lap of 1:31.2, so he is on the hunt. I think he could even possibly get a podium after all these guys pit. We see AJ moving up there into 7th place. And we're going to jump down to AJ because he is the closest on track to the driver in front of him, which is Tom. So let's jump to the onboards and see if he can get anything done sometime soon. They're going through turn 4 right now. Tom goes super wide, and AJ is definitely going to pounce on that as quick as he can. Tom getting really scruffy. Has Tom pitted yet? Yes, he has. So he's probably on some cold medium tyres. Both of them being really respectful there. Tom getting the far worse exit out of turn 8. Let's see who's going to be last of the late breakers here. AJ's left a lot of room. He's pushed wide there slightly, but can he do the switch back now? I think he's going to be able to. He doesn't get DRS, in fact. Tom doesn't have DRS either. Maybe he just hasn't turned it on. As AJ's trying down the outside, he's gone very, very deep there. Can he get the car turned? Not in time, as Tom moves back up and AJ is still stuck behind. These two are racing hard right now. Here they go through turn 13. AJ doesn't have a lot of ERS left. Tom has a little bit more, but AJ should get DRS now. Let's switch to the onboard and see. Let's see if he can get a better exit out of 14 and 15. He might be a bit too far away to get the overtake done. No, I don't think he is. I think he's going to do this now. His DRS is now wide open, and it looks like he's going to get this overtake done. Can he do it into turn 1? He's going to have to be last of the late breakers. Yes, he can. He's dived down the inside. Let's switch to Tom quickly and see if he's got it. He's still got the inside line here. Looks like he may have pushed AJ wide. No, AJ's too far behind us. Tom goes wide, hits the wall, and loses a tyre. Tom is out of the race and AJ moves up into 5th place. We do have a virtual safety car because of Tom going off the track there, so all of these drivers are going to have to ride towards a delta right now. So absolutely wow. That was a big battle between AJ and Tom. I'm not sure what happened to Tom in the end, but it just looks like he, I don't know, just completely lost. Oh, he's just commented on Discord. His controller just stopped working. Oh no. Wow, that's super unfortunate for Tom. It just kept driving straight, and that's what I thought happened. It looked like something had just, he wasn't able to control his car and he just went straight. So, Santi and Lika are in the pits right now. Santi's just come out of the pits. Lika is still in there. Now, everyone has done their stop apart from Max and Droftas. And they're not further enough ahead to maintain that gap. So there could be a battle between Max and Lika towards the end, because Max still needs to pit, as does Droftas. So this could be a podium for Lika there. We're going to jump down to AJ because he is right up the back of Lika right now as well. Now, let's just jump to the tyre view, because Lika is on fresh mediums and AJ is on 5-lap old hard. So Lika should, in theory, pull away here. Let's see if he can. So the gap between them now is just over a second, so we'll keep an eye on that as AJ gets super scruffy outside of turn 8. A little bit of a lock up there from Lika, but he's still ahead. And that gap is still over a second. No DRS for AJ, unfortunately. Let's jump to Max to see if he's going to pit. There he goes. He's coming straight into the pits, as does Droftas too. So we'll stick on board with Max and see where he comes out. So he's going to be first into the pits. Oh no, that's his team. That's the Mercedes, beg your pardon. Red Bull's a bit further down. Doesn't look like his team was ready for the stop. I don't think his team were ready for the stop. Oh, he's come out in front of him. I think that was a glitch in the game there, because it looked like his team weren't ready, but he has come out ahead. And let's see where the other drivers are. So we've got Lika racing down the pit straight now. You can see them just in the background there. Max is going to come out ahead, and Droftas ahead of Lika as well. So Lika is going to pick... Hang on, where's Santi? What is going on with Santi? Let's have a look at the stops quickly. Santi has stopped as well. So Santi has moved up to pole. So if Lika wants a podium, he's going to have to hunt down Droftas. But right now, Droftas and Max are battling pretty hard. This is going to be an interesting end to the race. So Droftas is just 2/10 behind Max right now. Both of them on fresh, medium, soft tyres. And they're going to be battling for the next 7 laps on these tyres. So this could be an absolutely fantastic end to this race. Droftas isn't letting Max go currently. He is sticking to the back of the car like glue. He's only 3/10 behind, and he's got DRS as well. Is he going to dive bomb? No, he's not going to dive bomb as they turn into turn 11. Max locked up there slightly. I think there's going to be an overtake here. Max, this is not what he wanted. Oh, and dropped off the spun. He touched the inside curb at turn 12. He needs to be careful when he's rejoining. Oh, that is so unfortunate. He was absolutely pushing Max to the limit, and he caught that inside curb with his front right. Lost the stability of the car and lost the rear after he lost the front, and that has unfortunately put him down into 5th place. So it looks like he's out of the battle for 2nd place right now. But let's wait and see, because something could happen. He might be able to come back. But it's currently Santi, Max and Leica in the top spots. AJ is still giving Leica a run for his money. He's dropped down 4/10. Leica has pulled away by 4/10, so he's now 1.5 seconds ahead instead of 1.1 seconds. But AJ is super quick around here, especially on these hards too. Somehow he can turn these tyres on. So we're going to have to wait and see if he can make a move for the final spot on the podium. This is definitely going to be an interesting race, but right now the drivers are separating a bit. AJ has dropped down another 10, so he's 1.7 seconds behind there. Not sure if that was just through the downforce dependent middle part of sector 2 though. Start of sector 2, sorry. We'll have to wait and see, but that gap is currently 1.7 seconds. Looks like we've got some activity on the stream. Let's have a quick look to see what's going on there. So this battle between 2 and 5, as one of our viewers have said, is still up for grabs, and I agree. There's only 3 seconds between Leica and Max, 1.2 seconds between AJ and Leica, and 2.9 seconds between Drofas and AJ. So this battle is still on. A bit further down the field, we've got Beer in 2nd, Markov in 7th, and Vilsek in 8th, with Tom unfortunately having his controller turn off and going straight into the wall, so he will DNF. AJ is trying very, very hard right now to get closer to Leica, but Leica seems to be doing some amazing ERS management right now, because, you know, AJ is constantly switching overtake low to try and keep up. But Leica, on the other hand, is just kind of kept it in medium or high, and he's just got so much more ERS than AJ. So we're going to switch to Leica a second, because he is actually gaining on Max too. Now let's just quickly check the tyres again, just to see what everyone's on. So Max is on 3-lap old hards, Leica's on 4-lap old mediums, but Max, remember, will have to go, I think, 8 laps on those soft tyres. So that, 7 laps, beg your pardon, on those soft tyres. So that could come in, well, that could play a huge part towards the end of the race, because we know that these mediums will last longer, considerably longer. On a 25% race, maybe an extra 2 laps on this track. So this could be, there could be a battle for the 2nd place here going on as well. Not just between Leica and Max, but AJ too. So they're just going down the pit straight that's adjacent to the pit straight that's adjacent to the other pit straight. So that pit straight's the one that they use in MotoGP, and they're just going through turn 11 and 12 right now. Leica's dropped down 2/10 on Max, but AJ has gained 2/10 on Leica, so it looks like Leica is the variable here that's affecting the distance in front and behind him. Now, is AJ going to get DRS? No, he's not. He's still 1.2 seconds behind, unfortunately. And Leica's not going to get it either, but Leica's doing a lot more ERS management now than I previously said, because he's trying to make a move on Max now. Meanwhile, Santi's in first place, just absolutely cruising. He's got nothing to worry about right now. He just needs to keep it consistent. But these drivers are bunching up. There are only 3 laps left, including this one. This is going to be a battle to watch. Right, Leica is now under a second on Max. So we're going to switch to the onboard and see how he's getting on through this tricky part of Sector 2. He's got DRS. AJ still hasn't got DRS, but Leica has. If he can stay with him, he might be able to make a move. I think you need to be within 8/10 if you want to make a move on the pit straight here. I don't think he's going to get close enough to do that. A little bit of a lock up there from Max, as you can see again. But Leica right now is absolutely flying. He's not going to get DRS now, as you can see he's dropped down 2/10. AJ doesn't get DRS either. So this looks like it's going to come to a last lap. One of them is going to have to do something drastic right now in order to get something done. AJ's in DRS now? I don't think he is. Leica is certainly in DRS range of Max though, so let's switch to Leica and see if he can get anything done now. His DRS is wide open. He's 9/10 behind currently. He's dropping down just below 8/10. Yep, there he goes, hits 8/10. But he's not going to be able to get it done now, because we're going through this really tricky part of Sector 2 now. You know, this 5, 6 and 7 turns that are downforce dependent, and when you're following someone you obviously have a huge lack of downforce because they are disturbing that very crucial air that you need. But now AJ is in DRS. There he goes. So let's switch to AJ and see what's happening here. This is going to be an absolutely amazing battle. Leica's got DRS, AJ's got DRS. Both of them are wide open. Both of them are doing quite a lot of ERS management. But if it's going to happen, it's going to be on the pit straight after this lap ends. Meanwhile, Santi again has increased his gap to Max. Absolutely phenomenal racing from you there, Santi. Leica gets a bit wide, as does AJ there as they come through. Both of them are going to have DRS on the pit straight, so it's going to be Max that is going to be most vulnerable here. So let's switch to Leica and let's see how he gets on. Gets a pretty clean exit out of turn 14 and 15, and away he goes. DRS wide open. Now he's gaining on Max, but he's not going to be able to get the overtake done. No, he's not close enough. He's looking, but he's broken time, and Max is still ahead. Max goes pretty wide there. Looks like it could get done on the second straight here. Both are still going to have DRS. Let's see if they can get it done. You can see their DRS just flick open there. Leica is pretty close behind. Max is playing it safe, and he's staying ahead of them. But this is where it's all going to kick off. Let's switch to the onboard with Leica and see how close he is. Not too close to Max, but let's see AJ. Looks like AJ is the closer of the two pairs here. Not into turn 8, it's not going to happen. That is a very dangerous place to do it. You could see some dive bombs into turn 10, but I doubt it. Here they go through turn 9. We're going to switch back to Leica because he's very close behind Max right now, but Max has a better exit out of turn 10. Leica does have DRS, so he will open that, and he has switched his ERS to overtake. Can they get it done on this lap? I don't think it's going to be possible now because Max has pulled away, as we see Vilsek pop in a fastest lap of a 1:39. Droftas picks up a 3-second time penalty as well with multiple warnings. If any of them make a mistake here, they're going to be able to pounce, but it doesn't look like any of them are. Now, sorry I didn't watch you cross the line, Santi, but this battle is not over yet. Leica is now just 3/10 behind Max. Max has a huge lock up there. Can Leica get it done before the finish finish line? I don't think he'll be able to, and Max crosses the line in second place. Leica in third and AJ in fourth. Congratulations, guys. Well done, Droftas, as well, finishing in fifth place there with your first race with us. Well done. That's an absolutely amazing finish. We'll just jump to Beer now. This is a new driver, also first race with us. Well done, Beer. That is a phenomenal race from you, taking away a hefty 8 points there. And finally, we're going to jump to Markov, who's just gone through turn 14 and 15. He's going to get 7th place, so he's going to pick up 6 points. And Vilsek didn't. Is Vilsek not finished? It doesn't look like he finished. Did he come off? I'm not entirely sure. Yes, it looks like we lost Vilsek somewhere. Interesting. However, the race is now done, and these are the standings.